Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Let me take this out. So this video is going to be about just some tips on what you should do if you're going to prepare to get out of the military, or if you don't know if you're going to stay in the military. So it's better to just be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry, Every time, every night is a loose one. And every flight, you know that I put the crew on. You say that I drop top, well then tell me what you done. Still in my winning phase, yeah, I've been away, are you entertained? Yeah. Okay, so I have 4 major tips, but they're all interconnected. But before I get into the video, I just want to say that there are some changes that are going to be made to my channel because my life is completely different than it was before. I got out of the military. I have a baby now. I'm prepping to go to law school finally because I graduated from FIT with the bachelor's in advertising, marketing, and communications. And so I have some mommying things going on. Like I cook my son's purees from like scratch. So I have videos on that. I do like these little meal preps for myself and things like that too. So yeah, things are changing. Things are going to be a little bit different, but I think it's going to be more interactive. And I still have like lots and lots of tips. I still know a lot of people who are in the military, so if you have questions about different rates or anything like that, I can always reach out to someone and we could do an interview or whatever. Plus this space that I have right now, I'm loving it. I finally decorated. It took forever. I won't be here for that much longer, but well, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so let's get right into the video. So my first tip is to save. And why do I say to save, right? So when you're in the military, okay, he's not crying. When you're in the military, right, you don't have to worry about a paycheck. Every 1st and 15th or the beginning of the month, in the middle of the month, you're gonna get a paycheck, right? You know how much you're getting. You don't got to worry about housing most of the time. You don't have to worry about housing. You have to worry about food a lot of the times because you get an allowance for food. You get allowance for housing if you're above a certain rank, or if you are married or whatever. And so a lot of people don't necessarily think about having an emergency fund or having something tucked away just in case. And a lot of people when they are in the military, they're kind of like in this mindset that like the real world works like how it works in the military, and that's not necessarily true, right? So save. Make sure you have an emergency fund. Make sure you have money put up for you to survive off of for when you get out, especially if you're getting out within the next 6 to 9 months. Now, I'm going to recommend that you have at least a year worth of funds saved up. And the reason why I personally say a year is because before I got out, I was applying to jobs left and right. And the job market right now, it's not looking good for a lot of people. And with the climate of certain things happening, the private sector is tight, the government sector is tight, so it's hard for a lot of people with education, with military backgrounds, anybody to find a suitable, sustainable income. And when I say suitable, I mean like something that's not offering minimum wage, because there are minimum wage jobs that are out there, but how many people can survive
off of $15 an hour, especially if you have a family. Okay, my second tip is to make sure you have a job lined up. Do not, and I repeat, do not get out and think, especially now, do not get out and think, okay, well, I have a couple months money saved up, 2-3 months saved up. I'm just gonna get out and find a job when I'm out. Find that job while you're in. Find that job while you're in. Now, for some places, and I can say that this is a little mini recommendation. If you don't do SkillBridge, and I'll kind of explain what SkillBridge is in a moment. If you don't do SkillBridge, there are places where you can get like an internship, and then, you know, the internship turns into full-time employment after the fact. Now, SkillBridge is something that allows you while you're in the military to basically, for different companies, you can go and you can intern there, and most of the time they offer you a job at the end of your internship, and you do that while you're still in the military. They allow, I think, up to 6 months before you get out, so you have like 6 months, I think, max time where you can go and, like, say, work at Under Armour, because I'm pretty sure Under Armour has a SkillBridge program now. And then at the end of your SkillBridge contract, at the end of you getting out of the military, then they'll go ahead and then they will offer you, say, a position. So that is my second tip. And the reason why I'm saying that, again, it goes back to the first tip, is because of the economy that we're in, and also you just need to be prepared, because it's scary out there, for real. And then my third tip is to know your VA resources. Now, this one can be a broad kind of tip, because when I say know your VA resources, I mean like disability, education, VR&E, which I just learned about. I knew about, you know, my disability. I knew about my education benefits, but I didn't know about that one. And then I would say, like, if you, for instance, make sure that you're documenting everything that happens to you while you're in the military, okay? Because you did serve. You need to be aware of how you need to be taken care of, or how you should be taken care of once you finish serving. And especially if, you know, some things happened to you while you were in the military, during that obligation, you want to make sure that it is down on paper, because there's benefits that are allotted to you when you're out. But that process starts while you're in. So say, for instance, you break your leg, make sure you have documentation for that, etc. Because certain percentages will get you a lot of different things when it comes to your resources when you get out. Also, make sure that you are utilizing the resources you have while you're in as well, right? You get, I used my tuition assistance while I was in the military, to help me get my bachelor's degree, and now I have some funds left over that's going to help me get my master's, or that's going to help me get my JD MBA. Also, I bought a house while I was in. So they have the VA home loan. There's different ones that you can use. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those opportunities that are allotted to you, because those are the type of things that are going to help set you up for when you get out of the military. And, you know, if anybody has questions about any of those things, like always, you can always leave a comment, or you can always find me on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is going to be below in the comment section as well, or in the description, or on the video somewhere. It'll be somewhere and you can find it, or it'll be in multiple places and you can find it, okay? My next and final tip, my fourth and final tip, is going to be prepared for the real world. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is a tip in itself, and I've been saying it in almost every tip, is because when you're in the military, sometimes you get very comfortable, right? Like I said, you know that you have a check coming on the 1st and the 15th, whatever the situation may be, and you have a secure job. You have security, like it's secure, right? You don't have security anymore when you're not in the military. I don't know what to tell you, but that's the truth, right? So, and I know a lot of people probably felt that, who probably felt like they were secure before in the private sector, or, you know, whatever the situation is, and then they find out, you know, when all of these companies and everything are doing these layoffs, that they're not as secure as they thought they were. And a lot of people, not even just people in the military, but a lot of people in general, they do not have the what do you call it? They don't have the amount of money or resources set to the side to help them get through things like not having a job. Okay? Me personally, I guess that's another story for another day. But I'm doing good. Yeah. So those are my 4 tips, my 4 major tips for what you need to do to prepare to get out of the military. And if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns about anything that I've said, or if you want me to go into depth more about anything, please do not be afraid to comment down below. Please like and subscribe, because the more likes and subscribers that I have, the more videos I would feel obligated to make. I haven't been making any videos because, like I said, life been lifing. Okay? Life been lifing, and I needed to figure out where I was going in, what direction I was going in for my channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.